Things are officially spiraling in Golden State, and at the heart of all the noise is a storm involving Steve Kerr, Draymond Green, and Jonathan Kuminga. What started as a few pointed comments has now snowballed into a full-blown controversy. That could derail the Warriors' off-season plans, and maybe even impact the franchise's long-term direction. So let's unpack this entire situation, starting with the comment that lit the fuse. Steve Kerr publicly questioned Jonathan Kuminga's ability to contribute to a winning formula, specifically with the roster as it's currently built. And that didn't just catch the attention of fans and analysts, it lit a fire within the Warriors' own locker room. During an interview, Steve Kerr said something that really raised eyebrows. He pointed out that while Kuminga is clearly gifted, he's not the kind of player he feels confident giving 38 minutes a night with the current makeup of the team. Kerr emphasized that he's under pressure to win games and that when putting the pieces of the roster puzzle together, Steph, Draymond, Jimmy, and the rest, Kuminga doesn't quite fit into that structure in a way that he feels leads to success. That's a loaded statement. What made it worse was how public it was. Kerr wasn't speaking off the record or giving a vague diplomatic answer. He was making it clear that in his eyes, Kuminga might not be compatible with the team's short-term goals. Naturally, the reaction came fast, and none hit harder than Draymond Green's. Draymond, never one to bite his tongue, took to his podcast to respond directly to Kerr's comments. He didn't come out guns blazing, but he did make his disagreement known in a way that couldn't be ignored. Draymond pointed out that Kerr never said Kuminga couldn't play 38 minutes successfully in general, only that it wouldn't work with this roster. Still, Draymond pushed back, saying we haven't seen enough of Kuminga with the team's core pieces to make that judgment. And he's absolutely right. Look at the numbers, or better yet, try to. Finding any significant data on Steph, Jimmy, and Kuminga sharing the floor is like searching for a needle in a haystack. The minutes just aren't there. There's almost no evidence of those three playing extended time together, which makes it hard to definitively say that the combination can't work. Basketball Reference only shows a few combinations involving Kuminga and Steph. And even then, their two-man lineup barely cracks the top 10, and only with a modest plus 7.6 rating. That's not enough to draw any strong conclusions. So Draymond's point is valid. How can we know something won't work if we've barely tried it? One of the main reasons we haven't seen that trio much together is availability. Kuminga dealt with injuries throughout the season. Meanwhile, Jimmy arrived mid-season in February via trade, just as Kuminga was dealing with setbacks. By the time Kuminga was getting healthier, Kerr had already found a rhythm with the lineup post-trade. The team was winning games, so Kerr stuck with what was working. That's understandable, but it doesn't excuse the lack of experimentation when it mattered. Instead of looking for ways to integrate a young, dynamic talent like Kuminga, Kerr leaned into what felt familiar, even if it meant limiting the potential ceiling of the team. The bigger issue, though, is how this narrative is now bleeding into the front office and the rest of the league. After Kerr's comments, league insiders started whispering, and now they're flat out saying it. The Warriors are sabotaging Kuminga's trade value with these public statements. If everyone knows the Warriors don't believe Kuminga fits with the current roster, why would any team give up major assets for him in a sign and trade? It's like trying to sell your car while announcing that the engine doesn't work. Teams aren't going to pay top dollar for a player whose own coach just said doesn't help win games. That's the kind of comment that echoes across front offices, and it's already having an effect. Now you've got headlines floating around suggesting that the Warriors have backed themselves into a corner. And that's not just media spin. It's a sentiment shared by executives across the league. There are front offices out there that still like Kuminga's upside, but they're also not going to overpay when the Warriors themselves are devaluing him in the public eye. If the organization truly wanted to get a strong return for him, the smart move would have been to boost his stock, not sink it. Talk up the positives. Mention that monster performance in the Minnesota series. Highlight the explosiveness, the potential, the growth. Instead, Kerr basically said, he's good, but we can't use him. And the damage was done. To make matters worse, now there's conflicting messaging coming out of the Warriors camp. General Manager Mike Dunleavy Jr. made comments in his exit interview saying the team would like to re-sign Kuminga, that they see him as part of the future. But let's be honest, that's just noise. That's damage control. Everyone can see through that. The tone and timing of those comments made it obvious that Dunleavy was trying to preserve some kind of leverage, not actually expressing the team's long-term vision. Because if they really wanted Kuminga back, they wouldn't be airing out doubts about his fit with the core in public. Actions always speak louder than words. So now the Warriors find themselves in a complicated spot. If they want to move Kuminga, they've got to do it in a sign and trade scenario since he's a restricted free agent. That already creates some limitations. Teams that want to acquire him need to either have cap space or find a way to make the math work with salary matching. But even that's tricky. Due to the rules around outgoing salary in sign and trades, the Warriors would only be able to count half of Kuminga's new deal in a trade calculation. So if he signs for $25 million a year, the Warriors can only use $12.5 million as outgoing salary in a trade. That narrows the field of potential partners significantly. And with the trade market already challenging, this whole drama is shrinking the window even more. What was once a chance to flip Kuminga for a major piece might now result in a lowball offer, or worse, a complete stalemate. One rumored trade proposal making the rounds involves DeMar DeRozan, and let's just be real here, that is not enough value. Kuminga is the most valuable young asset the Warriors have had in years. Trading him for DeRozan, a veteran on the back half of his career, would be a terrible move. If they're going to deal Kuminga, it needs to be for a foundational piece. Someone like Domantas Sabonis? Now we're talking. But DeRozan, that would be a massive step backward. Another team reportedly lurking in the shadows is the Brooklyn Nets. There's buzz that they're watching this situation closely, possibly lining up a move. The Nets have cap space, flexibility, and the desire to add young talent. They could be an ideal landing spot for Kuminga, especially if the Warriors are willing to engage in sign and trade discussions. Brooklyn could make a real offer, possibly even absorb him outright and force the Warriors to make a decision. But again, if the Warriors continue to show that they don't value Kuminga, the Nets and everyone else are going to use that against them in negotiations. This is where Kerr and the rest of the organization need to wake up. This is the part of the season where front offices fight for leverage, not give it away. If the Warriors want to make the most out of this asset, they need to stop talking, period. No more interviews, no more podcast comments, no more subtle digs or public evaluations. The more they speak, the more they tank his value. Whether or not they believe in his fit is almost irrelevant at this point. They need to create the illusion that Kuminga is someone they plan to keep, someone who's central to their plans. That's how you drive up interest. That's how you get teams to compete for him. That's how you win trades in today's NBA. Because here's the bigger picture. This team is on the clock. The Warriors aren't planning for 5 years from now. They're chasing one last ring with Steph, Draymond, and possibly Clay. This core doesn't have much time left. Every move they make now needs to be about winning immediately. And if they've decided Kuminga doesn't fit into that vision, fine, but they have to be smart about how they exit that relationship. They can't just blurt it out and expect the league not to notice. Teams are already circling like sharks, waiting to see if Golden State screws this up. Some, like the Kings, are reportedly ready to swoop in. The Kings think the Warriors are underrating Kuminga and may try to take advantage of the situation. That should be a wake-up call right there. If the Warriors truly want to compete next season and make one more run at a championship, they can't afford to mishandle this. And right now, that's exactly what they do. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Dubs updates. Let's keep going. In an unexpected twist that has sent shockwaves through the NBA landscape, rumors are swirling that Kevin Durant, one of the league's most electrifying talents, may be on the verge of signing a 4-year contract with the Golden State Warriors. While nothing has been officially confirmed, insiders suggest that talks between Durant and the Warriors are heating up, sparking wild speculation among fans and analysts alike. Durant's potential move to Golden State would mark one of the most stunning chapters in recent NBA history. The Warriors, known for their championship pedigree and star-studded roster, could be looking to reassemble a super team that dominated the league in the late 2010s. Durant, who previously spent several seasons with Golden State, winning 2 NBA titles and earning Finals MVP honors, could be making a dramatic return. This time on a long-term deal. Sources hint that the 4-year contract might be structured to keep Durant in the Bay Area through his prime, fueling the Warriors' hopes. of reclaiming their throne as the NBA's powerhouse. This development could significantly alter the balance of power in the Western Conference, raising questions about how rival teams like the Lakers, Clippers, and Nuggets will respond. The buzz around Durant's possible signing with the Warriors has generated intense debate on social media and sports talk shows. Some view the move as a masterstroke by Golden State's management, capitalizing on Durant's familiarity with the team's system and culture. Others wonder if Durant, known for his scoring prowess and versatility, will be able to mesh seamlessly with the Warriors' evolving lineup and coaching strategy. Critics also point to the challenges Durant might face in staying healthy and maintaining his peak performance over a 4-year stretch. Injuries have hampered him in recent seasons, and some question whether this long-term commitment is the right move for a player who has already achieved so much in his career. Meanwhile, Durant himself has remained tight-lipped, fueling even more intrigue. His camp has neither confirmed nor denied the rumors, leaving fans to speculate on the superstar's next chapter. The possibility of Durant donning the Warriors' colors once again has ignited dreams of another era of dominance, with Golden State potentially filled in a lineup that could challenge the greatest teams in NBA history. As the NBA offseason unfolds, all eyes will be on the Golden State Warriors and Kevin Durant. Whether this rumored 4-year deal comes to fruition remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: if Durant does commit, the Warriors will become an even more formidable force, shaking up the league and rewriting the narrative of NBA power dynamics. The basketball world waits with bated breath for what could be one of the most game-changing signings in recent memory. Stay updated exclusively with the latest Dub Nation news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep getting daily updates on the Warriors. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Your input is essential for the Dubs community. Stay tuned for the next video.